crazy ass fucking sister live with her. Grown ass, old ass woman. Stay with her kids and shit. Her son and all them. Her son, kids, and they all live with her. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold up, nigga. Then the baby, then the son, baby mama live with her too. My dad told me about all that shit. Talking about he got a white woman and shit, and she pregnant and she got a baby. And probably wants the baby to live with her, with the nephew, and see what I'm saying? It's all confusion. My dad had to get the fuck up out of there. That's why he left. Probably set him up. She bought that house, used my dad for support until she got everything in order, and then she told my dad she had enough. You see how women work? That's why she probably threw away all my dad's shit. Probably threw away all my shit just to be nasty. She probably threw all my shit in the trash, bro. Probably, even my hard drive. She probably threw that bitch in the trash just to be spiteful. Don't worry about it. She gonna die before me, hopefully. I hope so. If she ever did anything nasty like that from her heart just to do that, then I hope she don't live long to be 75 years old. You feel me? Real shit. Cause she older, she gotta understand something too. She got a diabetic. She got some shit going on with her health. I heard about her before my dad left her. She got some kind of illness too. So yeah, and she's older. She like 60 something years. She about to be 60 or whatever the fuck it is. So she gotta worry about her future. How long she gonna live? I don't give a fuck about what the fuck she talking about. See, you can be old and be evil and old up to age. You ain't up to no. Come on now. The fuck you got going on? You see what I'm saying? What you gonna leave that house to? Your nephew and what you gonna leave your sister? What you gonna leave the house to? Probably her sister. That's why she want her sister to stay there with her so she could leave the house to her. Her dumb ass die. Motherfucker. Oh look. And that's good for her ass too. Cause all this spiteful little shit she did, that probably her karma gonna be her long karma gonna be death. Cause how she handled that situation with my father and me and my sisters. She couldn't even talk to my sisters to let my sisters know everything was going on. So yeah, her karma gonna be her natural death. I already know what time it is. I ain't worrying about it. Cause the way she handled that shit, and I know she gonna face natural death karma. Good shit, nigga. Being so goddamn evil and shit, spiteful, because you want to be secretive on what my father had going on, and you ain't want to just share the information with me and my little sisters. Because we could be helping each other out. You just acting like you didn't want to talk to us the way we wanted you to. Have a dinner, take us out on a little dinner. You older, you supposed to act like an older stepmom. You supposed to be like, yeah, let's go out for dinner, y'all have to talk. We were supposed to open up some stories and memory lanes and reminiscing on my father and. We didn't even do that the right way. This shit happened when my dad died. All that shit happened like they wanted him to die. It's like the way she handled that shit, the way she came around and snuck and got the ashes and left and she never even saw me once when my daddy died. She even say, hey, I'm gonna come see you because I know how much he meant to you. I wanna have a talk with you about some shit. I got some stuff that belong to you. None of that shit. She just vanished. Like she just give a fuck about his children that she saw witness with a talent like me. She knew I was innocent when she first met me when I was 7 years old. Making music. Fuck that bitch. That's why I was never one of bitch. That's how bitches get old. They still ain't no good. They should just carry along to them. Even they do get good jobs and shit. It's their ways. Their ways gonna always be their ways. You know what I'm saying? With the good jobs. I learned that. That's the final thing I want to say about that kind of shit. Is if they do have good jobs and careers, only thing you got to look out for is still their characters, their true intentions as a woman, their ways. That's what the only thing you got to be careful with. Because look what she did. And who knows what my daddy left behind for me and my sisters over there. He probably told us so much shit. He probably left so much small things that's important, like my paperwork, my trademark information, all these important information. He told her to hold it. I remember he told me that too. She said she got your diploma, she got some of your stuff from music school, she got some of your high school, she got all my high school shit, all my high school information that I could use. If I lose my high school diploma, I could use that to get my high school diploma back. She got all my little shit from high school, and why you acting like a bitch? You witnessed my father you see me make music when I was 7, 8 years old, making beats, not music, making beats and art and artistic, and you seen this shit when I was only but a little boy in elementary school. You acting like a bitch, man. That's what this tell you how these bitches is for real. Hold up, nigga. You gotta peek, man. 7 years old, and she's still a bitch. 30 something years later. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, certain years later, you still showing this evil. You doing this now. I mean, like, think about it. I was 7 years old. I met this bitch. 7 years old. 7 years old. I was a little boy when you wanted to be my stepmother. I was a little boy. You did all that shit to my pops. For what? You should have let my dad stay single. He would have thugged it out. My dad would have thugged that shit out so good, he probably been stronger where he at today because he would have been more independent, worrying about his manhood, self-health. He would have been probably more healthier. Shit. My father didn't need that kind of bitch. All he needed was a woman that would marry him naturally, treat him right, and then all she had to do was just understood why he do his music the way he do it. And then if you didn't like him, what you do is break up with him when he didn't do all that shit with you, sacrificing everything he had. You supposed to let him go alone. You knew what he do. You knew he knew he do that rapping poetry shit that he be doing to make you a headache. You knew that shit already. Years ago, I knew it because he did it when I was a little boy. So how the fuck did all of a sudden you get you a home, a house with a pool in it, you want to diss him? You see? But you knew this man, that same shit you talking about, you said you was tired of. You knew that already. It be shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You knew my pops already. You knew his personality already. You know my daddy always had the same personality for years. So I was acting like it's some new shit. Oh, I'm tired of it. Tired of what? You should have been tired of that shit about 15 years, 20 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck you thought you was tired of, what the fuck she told me. Some bullshit ass excuse. You knew my daddy had a weird personality, and sometimes, he be going at it sometimes, and he be venting and shit and doing his thing. You knew how he is. He been like that for years. It ain't nothing new. You just did that shit because you knew you needed a man to secure you because you know you ain't from Miami, and that man used to beat your ass. The ex-boyfriends that beat you up and bully your ass in your own crib and abuse you, and you needed a man to protect you for almost 20 years. That's why you use my pops. My pops was very intelligent, and he knew it was around the city real good and everything, and the other county. And you knew he had intelligence because you fuck with him the way you fuck with him. There be shit like that. You know what I'm trying to say? Then all of a sudden you talking about you tired of it when he in his 60s, and he told me what you did. He told me he found a man, some kind of man clothing in the garage, and it had nothing to do with me, or had nothing to do with you. It just I told my dad, I said it probably was my shit because I did had a hard hat I left over there. That's what he was talking about. He found the hard hat. He thought she cheated. I told my dad, I said no, that's my hard hat. I left it over there one time. Hmm. I used to work at a boat show, and I used to have a gray hard hat, and I left that shit over there one day. I think you probably talking about that hard hat. That's what I was saying. No, I don't think she cheated on him, but my grandmama say she saw her cheat on him at her job because she working in downtown close to Kendall, and she saw her on a lunch break. I guess she was on a date lunch break, and she say, "Wait, she don't work way over here. Where the hell she way over here to where I'm at?" Or whatever. But I think my grandma said she saw her because she was moving around in Kendall somewhere for a business something she had to do, and she saw my stepmom with another man on a date. Eating it. That's why he eating this shit, like hanging, like eating. He was no female. It was a fucking man. She was a cheater. You see what I'm saying? So I been had this information before my grandma died. She told me this shit right before she died. You know what I'm saying? My grandma already saw her with another goddamn man in the 90s, in the early 2000s, 2001 and 2. Hold up, nigga. Bitch, you be cheating, doing all that whole shit. I just feel I would just wish my pops had a doper bitch. I wish he had a more younger one too. Somebody that had a free spirit like he did. This bitch was she on some other shit. She wasn't really his style of butter. I knew that from get go how she was acting. She was cool. She tried to be cool, but I saw that from the get go. She a plain Jane. She don't even know how to turn up. You see what I'm saying? She would be supposed to be turning my dad up. Definitely, you know, the nigga got a son that rap. She supposed to be trying to even be more in my life right now today. Ain't no reason why we ain't talking, why we can't talk. You know, I always been a good son. I always been a good son. You know reason why the fuck you ain't called me when my dad died. You know what I'm saying? Should be no reason why I didn't never did nothing to you or cussed you out. I was just asking why my dad had to go because I was concerned because I told her I had sent her a text message when he had got moved out her house like probably a week later. I said my dad is in the cold and he ain't got no place to go and everything. I let him stay at my house sometimes, but he need a place to stay. And I say, what happened? Why you let him go? What happened? Like, why? Like, it was a little quick, simple thing because it was like a emergency concern. And it wasn't being disrespectful at the time. I wasn't cussing her out and nothing like that. I just asked a simple little small question, and she never fucking responded to that question. That's why I knew she was up to no motherfucking good. I peeped the energy from that time. I'm like, damn, she ain't gonna respond. She told me her number. She gave me the number. I said, how that all of a sudden now she don't want to text? You see, I peep game. She on some funny moving shit. She set my dad up. And I think she do black magic. And I think she a witch. I think she a low-key witch, low-key. Like, she like to wear black and red. That's her favorite color. I'm dead ass serious. She like to wear that black and red color coordination. When she put her dress on, I noticed that my dad, I mean, she got my pocket. I said, dang, she got to wear a lot of little black and reddish type shit. Not full red, not blue, green. She like to wear that black and with a little red in the mix. So I said, what the fuck? Why she dressed like a witch? Like she some kind of witch bitch. And all of a sudden, after everything was good when I was a little teenager, but too, when I got an adult, something happened, something triggered, and she just switched it up on me. Like she was like, "Oh, I can't stay there no more." And hold up, my dad was telling me I can't get my master's. He had to hold it for me because he didn't want me to lose it and put it on the internet for free. I knew that was a suspect. I was like, everything was kind of falling. Like the record deal with Universal Records didn't turn out the way it's supposed to turn out. I had to go out in the world and figure out how to be more of a man myself. There's a lot of shit downfall with this. When you want to work with your family and build, a lot of shit it comes with the downfall. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be on point. You see? You know what I mean? I just be on point, dog. I starting to notice I lost all my files. I don't got my dad ashes. Not even some of them. A lot of shit happened. My sister's even suffering behind what occurred. And that will make me have revenge is to want to go hard in their life just to make sure they straight. When I get ever leave something behind my family, they be the first ones to get it in my OG. Because I know what my sisters had to go through when they had my father in their life and they loved my pops. And then for my stepmother to do that to them, she kicked them out the house before me. And they women. How you kick the women out the house? You supposed to just really have a good sit down with them and just say, you know what? Let me just really sit down and hear them out. I know they mad at me. Let me just hear these little girls out. These young ladies. You couldn't even handle no teenagers. That's why I don't believe. That's why when I ever saw my mom get abused by my stepfather, that moment always told me I don't believe in step parents. The father version of a step parent was abusive when he fucking wanted to in the early 90s with us. The mid 90s. My bad, not early 90s, the mid 90s. And then the stepmothers, they do sneaky shit. They say shit to you behind your back to the father. Like they do creepy shit. So I had to deal with both of them at the time too. I don't give a damn how my old girl and my father couldn't get along. I still wanted them in my heart more than them step parents motherfuckers. And I ain't gonna lie, they was more in my heart than any other step parents. I ain't never looked at the stepfather like, you know what, cause my dad did this, I love you more, man, cause you with my mama. Nah, hell nah. I ain't never just jumped in that nigga. That's probably why he was so abusive, because we never really wanted that in our house. We was confused. We was kids. And kids be seeing that shit. When we see another whole man or a woman, we get very upset. Like, what the fuck is going on? We don't be liking that shit all the time. That's how I grew up. I was a little boy. My old girl knew that shit kind of, but she didn't care because she's a woman. She's a grown ass woman. We kids. What the fuck do we know? We do know. That's why we see it. We had a family. It was already, it's our DNA was right in the house with us. We know. We saw it. We was babies. We saw it. We grew up and saw it at 7 years old until y'all split up. We saw y'all split up, broke our hearts. We wanted our mama and daddy together. You don't think we don't peep that shit as kids? Hold up, nigga. For real. So, my pops was good. All he had to do was just get some help. Old girl and it was making them so bad with each other. They had the same birthdays. So their birthdays was almost like getting them headaches to each other. So my old girl and my old boy had to split. It was clashing. Their birthdays on the same week. You feel me? So they have kind of need to split for a second anyway. But they was competitive at first. Why? Because they had the same taste. It's just the fact that it was the same birthday. Fucked them up. And then when the step parents had to come in as the helping step a stool in both lives, they was not no good with us as kids because they didn't understand that they had kids and they had to deal with us. We was not no ordinary kids. And then that's what made them look sideways either early or later. One of them had to get exposed earlier than the other one did. That's how it was. That's real shit. That's why I don't want to be no step parent because I don't want the kids to feel uncomfortable. I know what that shit feel like, so I don't even want to even play the stepdaddy shit. Just to keep them happy so they don't have to have their mama worrying about another man in the house. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how that shit feel when I was a little boy. And definitely, you got this abusive ass nigga, and I'm your son, I'm gonna be mad at hell. Nigga touching my mama and all that shit. And Nah. I ain't never looked at him as a stepdaddy because I just looked at him as a boyfriend to my old girl. My real daddy was still in my life, taking care of me more than he really did. That nigga was weird. My real father was really doing shit for us. At the same damn time when she was with this nigga, I ain't never give a fuck about that. I ain't looked at him as no stepfather, bro. Fuck that nigga. At the time, I did not look at him as the fucking stepfather. I looked at him as a regular nigga talking to my OG.
Versus a team like this, and we know what they're capable of doing. They can go on a run where it's like, okay, we got it right here, 2-possession game, 3-possession game, and then boom, it's a double-digit lead, and that's what some of the great teams do. So it's kind of compound mistakes over.
Those things is just the actual film itself help for the cleanup, or is it just the knowledge?
I mean, yeah, we have enough knowledge. I'm sure we already been in the postseason now. 7 games tonight, our 7th game in the postseason. So we have the knowledge, but we will sit on film and see ways we can be better. And obviously they're going to make adjustments too, because shit, that's what championship teams do. So we have to be ready for what they bring to the table as well.
You guys' ball protection was better in the first half than the second half. Would you say that was some of the game left this one at your guys' end, or that they were starting to maybe get a little bit of a better read on what you guys were doing?
No, we just got to be better with both.
Offensively, LeBron, obviously when you guys lose Luka, Austin someone, it's going to be tough. Just like, what are you seeing on that end of the floor right now? Where is it sticky, and how can you guys clean yourself up on that end?
So
Where do you think the offensive issues are coming from right now? Obviously, that's a great defense.
issues coming from?
Yeah.
That was 37 a game. He averaged 35 this year. 33 and a half.
Yeah.
Typically, I mean, what are you asking?
Okay, well, I'm asking, like, you guys.
The issue is right there. We played against the #1 defensive team in the NBA, as far as the ratings and everything. And when you play against great defense, you have to have guys that can attract multiple defenders on the floor at all times. Even I felt like we had great shots. We got some great shots tonight. We missed them. But when you play against the world champions, having a guy who's 34, 6 and 8 and 8 and 9, whatever the hell, that's special. So we have to be better at finding ways to get to the blender, finding ways to get to the paint, You know, we know they're a paint scoring team, so we have to be better with, you know, getting to the paint, not turning the ball over, and then shooting with confidence. But I feel like we got some really good looks. But shit.
The first time that Jay was held under 20 all season, you guys saw them as a team that went away. Just what was working defensively, game plan wise, against the Bucks?
We're down one. Same Shea versus the Lakers. It's Lakers versus the Thunder. We're down 1-0. That's the main thing. Keep the main thing the main thing, and that's who win or lose. That's all it's about.
I think Moss is not a guy that you have ever really worried about his teammate, but are there things you guys can do to help him find a rhythm now he's trying to get back?
Well, he was out a month. He was out a month, so you know we hoping, and we know he's going to make shots and make plays, but that's tough. Towards the end of the season, so you know, obviously, you know, we were trying to fast track, you know, him getting back on the floor and doing the things that he was doing before the injury, whatever the case may be. But he's out a month, so rightfully so. If he has some, you know, some games where he's missing shots or whatever the case may be.